interested in looking at a very authentic problem for our students to be able to grapple with on this Maker Day in January 2017. And the notion was the design challenge had to be something that was authentic and that was a real problem in our community. We felt like we wanted to ground it that way. So the title of our challenge is Resiliency in Disaster. And we were intrigued by the fact that there had been a number of natural disasters that had happened in our communities over the last couple of years. There have been some floods, mudslides, forest fires. The focus was for the students to be able to figure out how to design something that really helped people be more prepared.
The SD10 Maker Day was really quite interesting because we had subject matter experts come. We had the mayors of the city, we had fire people, we had first responders, and they were like a panel of experts for the students to bounce their ideas against. And as the students were working through the design thinking process, they'd get stuck, and it was like, well, do I know this? Do I not know this? And the experts were wandering around in the room and could kind of give them that supportive push, if you will, to take it one more step.
Going through looking at notes, summarizing for the other person, making some agreements once both partners in the dyad, in that pair, have had a chance to express themselves, regrouping as a whole team, so that then that team of four can listen to each other's ideas and then negotiate solutions that may have aspects of all four people's thinking, or perhaps they look at one person's design and say, you know, that's got merit, that's the one we're going to work on. So the team really negotiates and thinks about and is invested in the work of putting their own interests aside and thinking about what's best for the authentic problem, the authentic end user, the empathic design piece.
And then before the students actually got to get into the act of making and begin to prototype their projects, they had to pitch it to the panel. And the experts kind of went, not sure if you've thought about this part, or have you considered this? And so that panel of experts, people that they knew, the kids knew in their communities as knowing something, really stepped up and pushed the projects just that little bit further.
It's the empathic design piece, listening. You know, empathic design is not about thinking about your own solutions to things. It's about trying to think about what the end user or the world or society or whoever you're designing for might need. So it's about serving. It's about thinking beyond yourself. And that is a critically important piece of design thinking. It's not just finding solutions to problems. It's thinking about what really is the consequence of the situation and what's leading to this, and how can we more deeply understand the issue or the problem and listen to and empathically respond to all of the different aspects of what that problem is.
It's a provocation, it's an invitation to students to actually consider and consider deeply a situation that matters, that's real. So in the case of the Maker Day in Arrow Lakes, it was a real situation that goes on in rural communities. What's something that's a concern to you? What's something you could address or deal with? What's something that you might think hard about around the issue of emergency, and help yourself be ready, be prepared. The ADST curriculum is a real gift. It's a gift from the provincial government, to the Ministry of Education, to the students, and actually the community at large in British Columbia and Western Canada. ADST is Applied Design Skills and Technologies, plural. And by inviting kids into the design thinking process and to actually think about what they're making before they start into making, it disrupts that need to just explore tools and roar through materials and tackle things and make projects that maybe have no sense to them. So the ADST curriculum positions making as both a content for study but also a pedagogical approach. And it invites in a holistic understanding of what does it take to actually make something. You design it, you ideate it, you get some empathy around it. Is it a good idea? Is it something worth pursuing? And then you pilot it, you prototype it, and then you test it out with a real audience. So it's a whole circle in which they get to experience what it really means to be a designer and a maker and an innovator.
It really is about deeply listening and responding to something that is an authentic and genuine issue, and then coming up with incredibly creative prototypes to be able to respond and deal with that. There were some students that created 2 or 3 or 4 prototypes before they got to their final iteration. There were others that had one idea, and then as they were working through it, they made incredible refinements and revisions to that prototype. And that's what design thinking is about, and it's definitely the magic of a Maker Day.